Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 2, Episode 225. And had a good night last night. Home, got some sleep, went to the office this morning. And being Monday morning, it's a day at the office, as is Tuesdays. And then normally I take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to travel. It is the Monday before Thanksgiving. And so there's a lot of stuff going on at the office, but guess what? MW is an overachiever, and I've got my work done. It is just after 11 a.m. I am heading out. I'm going to go hit a slots-only casino. Normally, I would do that and then head back to the office. We're going to see what things look like at that point and decide what to do. So, looks like the second week of December is when I'll be in the South. So that's pretty much scheduled. I'm just finalizing a couple things before I pay for the flights. So all that is good. Today, if I get a chance to go somewhere, we'll probably have one session of blackjack and probably 4 sessions of slots. It'll be a very short day, probably only be like 9 or 10 hours total, because I don't have a lot of time today. So if that happens, otherwise I'll be back in the office after lunch. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Had an interesting experience there and also spent a lot of time in there. I was expecting to be in there 30, 35 minutes, somewhere in there. I was in there for about an hour and 20 minutes. And the funny thing about it is I didn't find any plays, not initially anyway. And then there was a new installation that was put in, new machine. And I play that quite a bit generally. This is one that's normally forgotten by people. Not played very much, and I don't know how long it's been there, but it wasn't there a few days ago, and there were still some levels that hadn't even been played, so it had to have been put in pretty recently. But this machine goes from 60 cents all the way up to $30 a spin, so you got to be really careful. And this is one of those machines that will not tell you how much you're betting. It'll tell you how many credits you're betting. So at $5, when you're betting 300 credits, you're betting $15, not $3. It looks like you're betting $3, but it's a lot more. So I played that through. I found some levels that I thought were in good shape, and I played those through and actually did pretty well on it. That's the only machine that I played, but I won at many different levels. I didn't even take pictures of all of it because it was so much, but I won at a $15 level, I won at a $6 level, won at around $4.80 or $5, around $10. I just had some really good hits on it. But it's a machine that's expensive and a misunderstood machine, and I was just really fortunate to hit that. I actually got a W2 as part of one of my wins, and it got to the point where I knew that I was probably at like just over the level that I was supposed to play it at, but the swings were so wild as I got higher and higher in denomination. No, you can take a $100 swing at 60 cents, right? But when you're talking about $30, that's 50 times more. It's hard for you to take a $5,000 swing. So it got to the point where I didn't go above a certain level because I didn't want those big swings. And chances are, when you're playing a $30 per spin slot machine and you're trying to win $2,000 or $3,000, lots of times you're going to get lots of W2s and you're not going to make any profit. So you're getting W2s for no reason. The other downside was there were mainly there were 4 of these, but 2 of them that I played. One of them, the card acceptor was not working. So I was running thousands of dollars through these machines and not getting credit because the card acceptor wasn't working. But I think I ran around between $6,000 and $7,000 through these machines and ended up with a net profit after everything of $679. So plus $679 there, a little extra W2 work to do, but no big deal there. And I'm really conflicted right now. So it's already 12:45. I'm hours away from the next furthest place. I wouldn't even get back to the office till 1:45 or so, as it is, if I went straight back. And I normally leave at 4, so is it even worth it to go back to the office, or do I continue on? If I continue on, I'm going to have to skip multiple casinos if I want to play any blackjack, and I think it might be worth skipping those casinos just to be able to get the blackjack sessions in. So I think I'm going to start heading that way, and I'm going to call home, see if there's anything going on. If there is, I can always turn around, but if not, I'm going to continue on and try to get some blackjack in today. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. Alright, I went in there to play some blackjack, and there were not a lot of tables open. It is a Monday afternoon after all. There were 2 tables. I was able to sit at one table, $50 table, and played there for quite a while, spreading from 50 to 250, and initially had some immediate success, and then lost it all, and then more and more, and was starting to look kind of bleak. But hung in there, and it turned around relatively quickly, got back to about even or so, and then hung around there for quite a while, and then got to the last hand of a shoe, and I was ahead 350 at that point, and I had a $150 hand, and the dealer gives me an 18, and the dealer has a 9 showing, and I said, come on, I need this hand, let's go. And the dealer starts scratching her palm, and I said, no, I don't need your palm to be itching, I need my palm to be itching. And she turned over a small card, and then like 2 more small cards, and ended up busting. So I ended up winning that one, and ended up leaving at the end of that shoe up exactly 150. So at this point, I don't know if I mentioned it. I don't think I did. It's been raining since I left home, and from what I understand, there's a large storm coming in. One of my kids has got a scrimmage to go to, like a practice game to go to, and if I go straight home, I would barely make it. But I've hardly done anything today. It's still so early. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I want to move on to another place real quick. Only adds about 15 minutes to my trip. If I went straight home, I was going to be about 30 minutes early to the game. This would put me about 10 minutes early to the game. And then I could decide after this if I'm in and out, if I'm going to go to the game or not. I doubt that I am. I feel like I should just hit a couple casinos between here and home and try to make a couple $100. And we're all going to be together for Thanksgiving. We'll be stuck together for 4 or 5 days anyway, so what's the big deal? Let's try to make some money right now and have some happier holidays. So today we're up about 1,000, I guess, 1,200, somewhere in there, which is good, but I just feel like it's such a wasted day. I had to go into work because I had 2 meetings, one of them in person, but if I had skipped that, I could have gone to a further area with 3 or 4 places to play blackjack and done a lot better. But these are the cards I've been dealt, so to speak. So I'm going to move on to another casino real quick, small place, see what we could do, and then I'll be back and let you know what's going on. Alright guys, just a quick correction there. I ended up leaving ahead 500 on the blackjack. I think I said 150, but ended up leaving ahead 500 on the blackjack. All right, guys, I am back. So went to that place and couldn't find anything. Looked around the whole place, every corner, and there was not a single play anywhere to be found. I didn't spin one slot machine one time, nothing, and ended up ahead $1 just from money that was left over in some machines that I found. I noticed that this casino, as well as a lot of other casinos, are getting a certain game in that they're labeling as new, and it's actually ingenious the way that they're labeling it. But there's a game exactly like it, and it sits empty in casinos because it doesn't pay well, and initially it was always packed, and then people figured it out. But I just don't understand how people can't figure out that this is the same game with a different skin on it. But, you know, I guess marketing works. Just like these days, there's remakes of the same movies over and over again. It's the same thing. They're remaking the same slot machines, but they're putting a different face, like a different actor, but a different theme or whatever on them. And people are going back to them, and the games don't pay well, and people are lined up to play them. So I noticed that one of the really popular games that had lost its favor for a long time now was gone last time I was here, and I noticed that this game was going to replace it. So good for them, making money. Unfortunately, it's not a game that we can make money from, so it does us no good. It just takes up floor space. At least the other game was one that we could make money off, but what are you going to do? So right now, it's still raining. I made nothing there. Moving on. Now it looks like there would be just enough time to get to the game / practice, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to move on and hit a couple more spots and see if we can make some money. Just don't want to be halfway through the week and have to struggle to get to 7,000. So right now we're at what, 3,100 or 3,300 for the week. If we can make another 200 or 300 today and make an okay amount tomorrow, which I'm not really sure if I'm going to go anywhere yet or not, because I'm going to have about 10 hours of driving Wednesday, so I'm not going to get a chance to play too much Wednesday. So you can see how the week is stacking up against me right now. So anyway, going to let you go for now, and I'll be back shortly. Alright guys, I am back. I went into this place and it was really starting to get busy. In fact, traffic is getting really bad right now, so probably in the wrong place at the right time here. But I was able to go in there, look around a little bit, and I found a couple tiny plays, but not really much at all. I saw 2 players that I knew in there, very friendly to me. And in fact, one of them, toward the end of my visit there, I wasn't sure about a play, and I called him about it, about some extenuating circumstances on that play, and he told me the right way to go with it, so that was helpful. Really, that's about the best part of what I have to say about this trip. There wasn't much going on, and I'm getting some kind of a message about something. Okay. There really wasn't much that I could play. In fact, they told me that all the Asian guys were in here, and I didn't even see them in there. And they were moving on to another place. And by the time I called this guy about this play, he was already on his way to the other place. So he didn't have time to... I thought he was still in the casino, and he could come over and we could talk about it. But he was already on his way. But he explained what I needed to know. So that's that. Ended up playing maybe just 2 machines in there, and ended up winning $36. So really nothing really happening. Right now the rain is coming in and traffic is picking up, so I'm gonna grab something to eat here in a second, and then We'll have to get some gas on the way home, and we're going to have at least one more stop here, so hopefully that one goes better than this one. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm feeling a lot better now. I stopped and got some food. I'll tell you what I got. See what you guys think about this. Probably think it's terrible, but I went to Taco Bell, and they got rid of the Mexican pizza for a while, but they brought it back. So I got a Mexican pizza, and I got 2 cheesy bean and rice burrito things, roll-ups, and I like getting that Diablo sauce, the really spicy sauce. And I just asked for a ton of that stuff, and that's what I had. So ate that while I was driving, and now it's dark, but we're moving on to the next casino. I feel a lot better, and this next place I think is where this guy went to look for a machine. So I may see him there. There may not be a lot of plays there, but I think last time I was here, the people who are normally working the casino, so to speak, weren't here, so there may be some opportunity. So that's what's going on right now. Going through a lot of traffic and a lot of rain right now, but I'll be back to update you. Alright, guys, I am back. I am still on my way to the next casino, facing lots of traffic, facing wind, facing rain, and just not the funnest little trip right now. Not only that, I got a call. I own some small businesses on the side, including some home improvement type stuff, and I own some property, and I got a call about an estimate I was waiting for some windows for a house, and I got that ready to go, and I just placed the order for that. So I just did 50% down. If it's a customer that's buying something from me, usually I'll do the full amount down, and then I know all I have to do is pay the installers when I get the product, and it just works out better for me. In the past, I had an issue where bills and things happened, and then I had to delay a job, and I never wanted that to happen again. But this one's for me, so no big deal. Keep the money in my pocket as long as possible. I would like to hear a little bit about what you guys are planning on doing for Thanksgiving. You could send it now, or you could send it after Thanksgiving and let me know what you did for Thanksgiving, and maybe what kind of gambling you did and how things went. I'd be interested in hearing all that. I am definitely going to be a long way from home, and I welcome it right now because I'm so bored of the same 15 places. It's 15 places that I visit generally. Sometimes a little bit more, but generally the same 15 places every week. And I really would enjoy being in some other places. So, we'll see how all that goes. Gonna have a car full of children, my wife, and it's gonna be a long journey. I was half thinking, but I don't think she would ever go for it, of going in 2 separate cars and having her take the kids back home and then me continue on west. But I think I'm pushing my luck. So right now we have this trip out west, and then I just planned another one, an overnight at an Indian casino, and then we'll have Christmas, and we were kind of thinking about maybe going somewhere Christmas time, possibly Florida. I'm not really sure. Although my wife likes the Miami area, I really don't like that that area very much. It's expensive. There's a lot of tolls and things like that. But even Tampa, same thing. And I don't like the casino in Tampa, the Seminole Hard Rock Casino, huge casino full of 8-deck shoes. But then again, last time I was there, I wasn't really doing slots and stuff, so there may be some opportunity. So we've got a trip to the south, Indian Casino, another trip to maybe Florida, and then beginning of the year, probably around spring break time, trip to England. So a lot of stuff happening right now, and just trying to keep finances straight, bills straight, personal stuff straight. So I got a lot of things in the air. But every day I get in the car and I travel, and I'm looking straight ahead for the whole day. And the only time I get to do anything else is when I get out of the car to hop into a casino and look for some plays or play some blackjack. Then I'm right back in the car again, and it'll be nice to do something a little bit different. So, in fact, the hotel that I got, we got a balcony. I don't know if we're going to use the balcony or not. But got a nice balcony with the hotel, and got separate places for the kids to stay, extra beds and separate rooms and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, right now, let's see, where are we? See if I can see an exit number here. I'm thinking probably around 10 or 12 minutes away from the next place. I am 8 minutes away from the next place, so we're gonna do that, and then I'll be back and we'll talk some more. Alright guys, I am back. Went into that place and started looking around, doing my normal rounds, and I noticed something was missing, and that was the people who are normally at this casino. So I don't know if they went on a trip, if they're just taking a break right now, if they're at home and they'll be back, or what's going on. But I didn't see any of the people who are normally at this casino. Instead, I saw a bunch of outsiders that I see around. I'll go up to 7 or 8 hours away in each direction sometimes. Usually try to stay within 4 or 5 in each direction, but I'll see a lot of these guys camped out at other places, so I'm not the only one going from place to place. But some of these guys came from pretty far away, so I don't know if they heard someone wasn't going to be here and they're camping out here, or what the deal is, but they didn't look very happy, and I definitely was not very happy because there wasn't much going on. There were a lot of people sitting at the machines, but there wasn't a lot of plays. And I went around and looked at even the things that I normally would look at that other people don't, and still couldn't find anything. And I was looking for my friend who said he was moving. Sorry about that. Had a phone call there. I don't know if I lost my train of thought here or not, but I thought I was talking about, I was looking for my friend who had moved on to another casino, and I thought he was going to this casino, but as it turns out, he wasn't here. So I started thinking about it, and the game that he was talking about was a game at the casino I went to before, like 2 casinos ago. So I think he actually went the other direction. And when I was there earlier today and I found no plays there, there was an Asian guy sitting at that game playing. And normally, this guy and that guy are competitors. So I don't know if the Asian guy ran out of money, or if he got up and someone called this guy and said, "Hey, I've got to play. Do you want me to hold it for you?" or what the deal is. But for sure, he wasn't at this casino, and they don't even have that game at this casino. So that's what I'm thinking happened to him. So overall, I really didn't find anything. I found an okay play, not a good play, and I played that and I won $20. And really, that's all that I could do. It's just one of those nights, as we're getting closer to wintertime. It's colder, obviously. It's darker. Right now, it's rainy. Not the greatest, but my next step right now, next thing I'm going to do is look for a place to stop and get some fuel, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. Let me see where I'm at right now. I'm probably 10 minutes away from a good place to stop for fuel. I'll do that, and then I'll come back and figure out what to do from there. So, letting you go for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. Just stopped and got some gas, and got an excellent deal on gas. $1.96 a gallon. That's right, Europe. That's right, Canada. $1.96 a gallon, not a liter. I was recently in Canada, and I think it was $1.40 or so, $1.45 a liter. Shame on you. Anyway, I sent a picture of the pump with 12 gallons for $24 to a friend of mine in California. He goes by Sweet Pete because he's dangerous, so he goes by Sweet Pete. Anyway, sent that picture to him, and just continuing on my trip. And I have to say, I'm not really in the mood to do anything else right now. It's just the last 3 stops have just been horrendous. They've been boring. They haven't had much stuff going on. Just the overall environment right now is just not an exciting one. So I don't think I'm going to do anything else right now. I think I'm going to head toward home and just take my time. And I actually caught up on a lot of my podcasts. That Bible in a Year podcast, I caught up on that one yesterday, and have one episode to listen to today. I still have plenty of time to do that on my way home. I've been listening to Poker Fraud Radio, and there's a couple episodes that just came out, and I'm listening to one of those right now as well. And just going to take a little bit of a break from watching all my YouTube videos and stuff, and just maybe for once listen to a little bit of music and relax a little bit, and see what happens here. I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, I am back. But before I wrap this up, I want to answer a question that I got in email, and I think I understood the way it was being asked, but maybe I didn't. So I'll try to answer it a little bit more completely. And this is someone who's been emailing back and forth with me about a bunch of different issues and things. And he asked me, actually I should probably just bring it up and make sure that I don't miss anything here, and you tell me if I missed something. But he said, in playing 6-deck, I think you mostly stay one hand and then go up as true count changes. And he asks, do you sometimes go to 2 hands, and what would be the conditions for that to happen? And then he asked about some other stuff unrelated. And I answered about how I play, but I think maybe the question was being asked about how you should play, not the way that I play specifically. So the way that I play is I generally stay with one hand because I'm usually heads up with the dealer. It's faster that way. There's less stress that way about anyone thinking you're a card counter. And the way that I do things in switching colors, when the count changes, if I'm low on green chips, the count goes up. I only buy in for a little bit at a time. If the count's really high, when I rebuy, I'll rebuy black chips or some other color, whatever color is next, in order to only have one color generally at the table. So I'll usually play one hand. Now, for me, if another person comes to the table or another person is at the table, I will more likely, more easily switch over from one hand to 2 hands at a true 1. And then if it goes back down and back up and it's wavering, sometimes I'll just go minimum on 2 hands, or just go 1 hand to the rest of the shoe, because some people get upset when you keep switching 1 hand to 2 hands back and forth. But generally, the way that I like to play it, I like to play 1 hand at a time. And sometimes when the counts are really high and I've lost a couple hands in a row, I'll use that as an excuse. I'll generally even call the pit boss over and say, hey, this is not working. I've been raising and I've been losing thinking about going to two hands, what do you think? No matter what they say, you find a way to wrap it around and make it look like they made it. They suggested that you go to two hands and then you go to two hands. That's the way that I normally do things. Now, I know, and I haven't done it lately, but I know previously when I've looked at calculators, including Blackjack Apprenticeship and Shackelford's calculator, Mike Shackelford, if you go from one hand to two hands, let's say you're playing 2 by 200 instead of 1 by 400, generally the EV is about the same, but you're going to have less swings. So you're going to have a more consistent game, less ups and downs. If you have two hands, the EV is going to be about the same. And I think I did an episode in the first season about this. But if I recall, although the EV might be about the same, the N0 might be a little bit less as well, but not much. So generally what most people do is they'll wait till a true 1 or true 2, and then they'll go to two hands and then, raise both hands from there as the count continues to go up. But you can do it any way that you want to do. Just for me, it just seems like every time I've ever heard pit bosses talking about card counters, and they talk about them to me all the time because they think I'm just a normal guy, they always say, yeah, he went from one hand to two hands and he played big, and that's when I got surveillance involved. And so why would I be doing that unless I had some kind of a cover where I was losing a lot or something weird was happening? I called them over, I made it look like it was their idea. So that's my preference. Obviously, if you're a member of Blackjack Apprenticeship, they don't give me anything for suggesting you go there, but definitely use their calculator. Michael Shackelford has a calculator. There's some other ones out there. But just try to think about what would be best for you, not only for earning, but for your bankroll, and also for not being backed off. If you're in Vegas, you have a million casinos, you don't care, fine, do whatever works for you, but this is what works for me. So hopefully that answers the question. And we're going to let it go for now. So if you have any questions or comments, mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you tomorrow.